How is Teddy?
Oh, good. There's Peter's betting down below on this one too, which we'll talk a little bit later.
Okay, well, race 5, the Carlton and United Breweries Class 1 Handicap Division 1. You can scratch the top weight, a Popka that was pulled out. Number 2, Barclay Street, M. Evans in the saddle.
Yes, this one got 57 kilos. Michael Evans can claim it about 1.5 in this. Barclay said an excellent third at Caulfield last start. I saw the run. Had a lot of trouble on that day. It went behind Salentor. It's gone up a little bit in the weights, but he's down in class, and he's one of the favourites, second favourite down in the ring.
Yeah, well, I've been given a bit of a tip in this one, actually. Number 2, Barclay Street, which is coming out of barrier 13. Could be a bit wide over 1,400 metres, but it's not bad from the shoot here.
Yeah, well, it's true. But Barclay Street today has drawn the 1 with the 57, but with a little bit off from Michael Evans, will be very hard to beat, Glenn.
Yep, that's for sure. Now, the track, of course, a 1,400-metre shoot. You can have a look at it there. You can see where the start is up the back. Come right down the back straight around the turn, and, of course, the climb to the finish, which is a slight rise. I suppose it'll be about 100 metres or so from the finish, which takes a little bit out of some of the horses when they get to that stage, doesn't it, Ted?
That's right. It does come to a little bit of a dip around about the 100-metre mark, so it's a little bit of an easier run down from between the 200 and the 100 home.
Yep, it's always one that you've got to watch. If your horse is leading it before it gets to that stage of the hill, there's a good chance it's not going to stay there.
That's for sure, Glenn. It's a good strength track, I call this one, similar to the Sandown, where they're racing uphill on a lot of occasion, and very, very hard track to win on. You've got to have a strong horse to win here at Ballarat, in my book, Glenn.
Certainly do, and as Brian said a little earlier, they're running around about 2.5 seconds outside record time, so it's not too fast, but not too slow either. The track will remain good, even though the sun has seemed to be drying it out quite a bit.
Matter of fact, I spoke to Craig Ginn after running a race 1, and Stan Aitken, and he said that the track had a little bit of moisture on it up on top, but underneath it was very, very solid. And as each race goes past, and we're now up to the 5th, this track could end up on the far side, but after talking to Terry Sharp, the chief steward in charge of the meeting here today, he said the track will remain good, and they won't update it during the day, despite the very nice weather we've got here.
Excellent, it's good to see. I must mention too, in that hurdle race that we showed a little earlier, some brilliant horsemanship done by Kevin Wynn there, where his horse fell. He was quick enough to get off the ground and grab the horse before it caused any trouble.
Well, it's incredible. I spoke to Kevin straight after the race when he came back to the jockey's rooms. He didn't go to casualty, and I said, well, you know, what happened? He said, well, the horse misjudged the fence, and he said, I was just starting to get warmed up. And he said, I don't know if I'll get my payment out of this ride, because he wasn't hurt, the horse was okay, and that's the main thing.
Certainly was a great piece of horsemanship. You don't see that often these days. Well, the sun is really struggling to get through the clouds, and they're looking beautiful. You can see the horses in the mounting yard, and we'll be going through those fields very shortly. We were talking to Brian Blackmore earlier about the Cup field today, one of the strongest I've seen at Ballarat for a long time.
Very, very good field, Glenn. The logical favourite in the event will be the Bendigo Cup winner. I refer to Rasputin's Revenge. He's done everything right. I saw him win at Caulfield. He's a bit awkward galloper, and you'll hear in a bit of an interview I did with Elf Matthews just prior to the Cup, which we'll have on later, but Elf's a big rap for the horse, but as I said, an awkward galloper, the track will suit. 55, he's got his share of weight, but he's nicely drawn, and he's a horse that if he pulls a little bit early, he can take him to the front and try and lead all the way.
Now, I was talking to someone down in the bookmakers ring too, and David Hayes' horse, Steamer Duck, the USA horse, which last race was 13 out of 14 at Caulfield, did nothing, but it's been waiting for a good track. This could be the day as a bit of an outsider. Well,
I don't know. I heard on a certain radio station coming up this morning, they were talking about Steamer Duck, and it's done nothing here in Australia. All of these horses, as Ray Huxley put it, they bring them out from England and all over these areas from overseas to try and win a race here in Australia, because they're not quite up to it as far as world standards are concerned. And this horse is either won or being placed in Milan, in Italy. So someone suggested he goes back to Milan and tries to win a race over there, but it's a bit of a tight one, mate.
It might be put in the steam pot, actually. A nice brew of duck.
Steamer Duck, it's a good name.
It's always a fun time out here at Ballarat Cup Day. It's a 2-day carnival, and looks as though tomorrow could be just as good as today. But the crowd's building up. There's more coming out now. I think that the sunshine has broken through, because earlier on this morning it was a bit cloudy and a bit wet, but things have improved immensely, and we're looking forward to a great time. Let's get back to business with race number 5. And as I said earlier, number 1 of Popka has been scratched. Number 2, the tip I've been given, Barclay Street with M. Evans.
Yes, as I mentioned earlier, M. Evans does claim, I'm not too sure, the claim is possibly about 1.5, I think, for Michael. He's got him with about 55.5 minimum. An excellent run behind Salentor at Caulfield last start, over the 1,200 metres, stepping up to 1,400. He shouldn't have any worries, being by that mighty horse Grosvenor. He took all before him, but has a lot of weight, but he's beautifully drawn, as you mentioned, with that. They've got a little bit of a steep rise before that sharp first turn, and this will suit Barclay Food having the inside running.
Certainly will. Race horse number 3, Starring Me, is trained by Kathy Johnson at Geelong, and Starring Me, of course, got a good chance.
Yes, well, it's each way odds for the bookmakers, just over a couple of points each way when the opening market. It's in with about 54 actually in the race. It wouldn't be without a chance.
Number 4 is Max Regatta with D. Oliver.
Well, it's the favourite in the race, Max Regatta, one trained by Lee Freedman. Only arrived a few minutes ago. An excellent win at Yarra Glen. He's the one to beat. Although he's drawn awkwardly in 10, he's got the boy of the moment, Damien Oliver Boy, and it's going to be very hard to top.
Rick Horlacey already had a winner today. D. Chipman in the saddle, and number 5, Harry Mack.
I can't work out the tote odds compared to the bookmakers here, because it's just a point over each way odds. Yet on the tote,
16 to 1,
16 to 1 basically. So very, very good odds. So I suggest you get on the giddy goat there.
Okay, number 6 is Regatta.
Yes, Michael Clark aboard. Tony Basil's got this one. Its form has been a little bit indifferent, but it's only a couple of points over each way odds as well.
Number 7, Mevral's Son with N. Weymouth.
Yeah, Norman Weymouth. Nicky Harnett, better known as the top jumping rider. Nick now a very good trainer of jumpers, but would have to improve on recent efforts at double-figure odds.
Number 8 takes us back to the Goldfields. Moorish Dancer with Steve King.
Yeah, Stephen won't do anything harm, that's for sure. Go back 2 starts ago. It started very big odds down at Bendigo and won a reasonably good race down there, but it's over double-figure odds, and it's drawn very, very awkwardly. You need all King's expertise to get it across.
Scratch number 9. Number 10 is Grand Saron with Paddy Payne.
Yeah, Pat, as you mentioned, it's just over double-figure each way odds also, but it would have to improve on its second at Warrnambool. It did win before that at Mortlake. 11 is Farazi, Seabrow. Yeah, very big odds, well out and outside with the bookmakers, although well weighted. Number 12, Grinter. I wonder if he's named after Rodney Grinter from Melbourne. M. Britt in the saddle. Yeah, change of rider here. Johnny Cheating evidently hasn't arrived.
In sports tonight, Tuesday, November 22, 1994. The year big business tonight.
Forrest aboard. Steve Richards got this one at Flemington. He knows what it's all about, but would have to improve on recent efforts.
Sally Wynn in the saddle of number 16, Miss Timms.
Well, it's the Donald Bradman odds, the 100 not out, and you can have it on for mine, not for me.
17, Dreams in Time, Rachel Allen.
Yeah, half those odds, and looks appears to be one right out the gate at the present moment.
And the last in the field, number 18, Dignity Diamond, P. Alderman.
Well, last at Tatura, and before that last at Vanilla doesn't see too well for this, and it's cricket score odds as well.
Okay, Ted, there you have it, the field in race number 5. We'll be back with some tote updates and the race, of course, right after this.